This is Roger with Wheel Kinetics in Tucson, Arizona. We're selling this truck as a 2004 Ford F-350 crew cab, dual rear wheel. It's a Lariat, which is leather. It's also a 6.0 turbo diesel, and it's four-wheel drive. Has 160,000 miles. It's a theft recovery purchased directly from an insurance company in Texas. When we got it here, we had found that it probably sat forever at the yard there in Texas, and pack rats got to it. So we had to take a bunch of wires and replace them, and while we were there, because we were there, we decided to do the weakness of the 6.0 is the EGR and the oil cooler, so we did both. We put a new EGR in and a new oil cooler. So that is no longer a concern. This is a really nice truck, and mechanically, and it's a good looking truck. There's only a few things that you need to worry about now. When we bought it, they didn't have the faceplate for the radio, so you're probably gonna have to go to Best Buy and drop 120 bucks on a new deck. And I think a couple of the outside tires on the rear are lower in tread than the rest, which is common, but you might want to look into that sometime in the next couple thousand miles. Other than that, it's ready to roll. We've had it gone over by our mechanics, by our diesel guys, and it's ready. Driver front tire, probably 60 or 70% tread. My job here in these videos really isn't to point out what's right, but what's wrong. So, you know, if you pay by wire and ship, you don't take possession of it in person, you get it there in Michigan or Washington or like anywhere, they go all over the world, that you get more than you thought you were going to get, not less. That's how we make money by not being deceptive. There's a little ding right here, a little ding right here. The right vehicle will find the right person if sold correctly. You know, if it had a bad motor, we'd tell you, and a guy who knows about motors would buy it. That's how it works. We don't have to slam the wrong person into the wrong car like they do at walk-on dealerships. You know, they only get 2 or 3 people a month to look at a vehicle. We have 500 or 600 a day to look at a vehicle. So if we represent it correctly, nobody gets upset, everybody's happy, everybody gets what they want. That's the plan here. That front wheel is kind of dinged up, and it's missing that center cap. It's that round center cap that goes over the lugs. This outside tire on this side looks pretty good, probably 40 or 50% tread. I think I was looking at the driver outside tire. It might just be a mismatched tire, like a spare or something. That might be what's going on. Because those tires, actually, the passenger rear tires look pretty good. At least 50% tread for both of them. And whoever was using this truck knew how to tow. Not too many dings, little tiny ones. Usually the rubber, plastic over this is all dinged up from towing. Got a nice tow package. I do see a brand new spare, which might be the answer to the problem on that outside tire. Just switch that for the spare. Make the outside tire the spare, make that tire the outside tire. There's your light kit for the fifth wheel. If you want to put a fifth wheel in, there's the spot to put it. Obviously it's cut out of the bed liner. Yeah, see, that's just it. See, this is the same tire as all the others. This tire is not. This tire needs to be the spare. And that tire needs to be out here. That's what needs to happen here. So I don't think you need to worry about tires for a long time if you do that. Rock chip here. This is actually excellent shape for an 04. That, you know, a tow type vehicle. They usually dinged up quite a bit more than this. 160,700 and 160,791.1. There's that. I'm gonna open up the hood, look under the hood, listen to it run. We get that request lately. I used to not do it, but makes sense if people would want to hear it run into the hood. New battery on this side. There's your Ford stamp on the fender, so you know this fender's original. Let's see. Kind of hard to see, but between my fingers is the Ford stamp on the force support here. So the force support's original, the fender's original. I point this out so you know that these things haven't been wrecked. Right between my fingers there is the Ford stamp on the driver force support. There's the Ford stamp on the driver fender, and another new battery. So it has two new batteries. It has an EGR, new EGR, and it has a new oil cooler. I'm also told it has two new injectors. Two of the injectors were underperforming, so we did those two injectors. Let's walk around here and just try all the windows and make sure all the switches are working and point out something. If it's not working, I'll let you know. That's the driver rear door. A little bit of dye rubbed off the ashtray, which shouldn't be getting used anyway. It's gross to smoke in cars. Not that I'm preaching, but I love getting in cars that have never been smoked in. And I really don't like getting into them when they smell like an ashtray. Alright, here's your passenger rear window. That's interesting. This switch, the up switch, isn't working on this thing, so this switch is bad. I'm going to make sure it works off the driver's switch. This will be fixed. This is, yeah, I can feel it. The connection's not good in that switch. That needs to be fixed. That will get handled. That's the passenger front window. The knob is off. This is what it works. Forward, full seat up. That'd be an F-16 passing overhead. Seat down. Seat cushion up. Seat cushion down. Front of the seat cushion up. Front of the seat cushion down. Good. All right. Seat looks in good shape. Make sure there's no surprises in there. Nothing going on there. We do have a manual. So we got to check on this window. Passenger rear window does not go up from that switch. So let's see if it goes up from this switch. Yes, it does. So that switch and that door is bad. So we have to replace that. There's the driver window. Passenger window, passenger rear window, driver rear window. Alright, let's see. Door locks. That door lock is kind of slow. I don't know if it's loose or what. Let's see it moving a little bit. We need to work on that. Let's see. Mirror. Out. In. Up. Down. Other side, out, in, up, down. Right. Tilt wheel, that tilts fine. Power seat back, forward, pull seat up. Actually, gotta go down since it's all the way up already. Down, and whole seat up. That works fine. Let's see, front seat cushion up, front seat cushion down, rear seat cushion down. Rear seat cushion up. I can see that our mobile repair guy's been here. We didn't put an insert in. It must have been torn from here. Looks like from here to about here. And he just fills it in. So that's been done. Seat's in okay condition. You got some dye wear on it. Not bad though for the miles. I always, when I drive these things, of course I live in Arizona, so it's 900 degrees in the summer. So I always get sheepskin seat covers for leather anyway. I don't care how good they look. It's just blazing hot. Anyway, We got the air blowing. That's ice cold. Let's turn that off so you can hear me. Like I said, there's no faceplate. We don't have it. We can't get one. So you're going to need a radio. So you're going to have to go to Best Buy and knock out $120 and put a radio in. What else we got going on here? There's tow on and off. There's your cluster. Let me put it into neutral. Put it into 4 low. Let's see, we're in 4 low. Put it in drive. That's definitely 4 low. And pull the neighborhood. And put it in reverse. Perfect. All right. Put it into neutral. Into 4 high. Now we're in 4 high. And yeah, we can drive at speed in 4 high. Put it in reverse. Perfect. All right, neutral, and let's go for a ride. All right, this is on a salvage title due to theft, not collision. Basically, it's a liability issue. The insurance companies won't sell them on clear titles most of the time, just because they don't want to get sued in the future. If they give it a salvage title, it implies that it's junk and not worth anything, and basically the next buyer should know that because they bought a salvage title, there is no guarantee on the brakes or the blah blah blah, so Allstate's out or Progressive's out or whoever owned it before. It's a lawyer thing. It has nothing to do with the vehicle. It's all about the paperwork. But we get to save a lot of money, which is how we basically made our business. All right, so if you come to Tucson to drive it home, because it's on a salvage title, you to get plates and insurance, you have to have a restored salvage title. To get that, we have to get it inspected by the cops at level 3 inspections here. We charge $200 to do that. Basically, 50 goes to the state, 150 goes to us. 150 covers potentially 10 hours spent down there at their station. They make us stay with the vehicle. This thing runs good. Holy cow. Sometimes we'll get there at 8 in the morning, we're out at 8:15. Sometimes we're there at 8 in the morning, we're there until 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It kind of depends on what kind of police things are going on that day. They are cops, they're not clerks. So that's why we charge that. Then there's $250 dock fee, and there's taxes. Taxes are 2% city sales tax in Tucson, plus whatever your state tax rate is. I'm going to shut up for just a second here. Nice truck. This is a big boy here. Brakes are good. Runs good for a 04 with 160. The steering is really tight, which is unusual. Anyhow, so if you come from out of state and your state tax rate, say for example is 3%, you'll come here and you're going to pay 5% tax. Your 3% plus our 2%, you're going to pay a $250 dock fee and $200 to restore the title. If you pay by wire and ship, all you pay is agreed upon price, and that's it. Unless you want us to restore the title, which I highly recommend, add $200 and we'll do that. Please make sure you get your deposit in. Once we have a deposit, we have a deal. Until we have a deposit, we don't have a deal. We will not hold vehicles on your word. We've done that, and every time it's a disaster. Inevitably, everybody in the world wants to own the car, and we hold on to it, and then it's just a mess. So get your money in. We'll put your name in a banner over the truck at wheelk.com, and you'll know it's yours. Then it won't be for sale anymore. Here comes the obvious thing of the year. We are not Ford engineers. We do not know what is going to happen to this truck in a week or even a day. We don't know. Neither did the Ford engineers, which is why they didn't give it a 1,000,000-mile warranty. They gave it a warranty that is long expired, okay? The point being, if they don't know what's going to happen to it after X amount of years and X amount of miles, how could we? Now, we've already confronted the biggest weakness in these cars, the EGR and the oil cooler. But that being said, we have no idea if this thing's going to blow up next week or never, okay? So if you need that reassurance, especially eBay people, of knowing exactly what's going to happen and that you're all taken care of and you're warm and fuzzy, you need to go buy a new one. And a new one of these is about $65, okay? And you get the bottled water and the loaner car and all that stuff. This truck's going to be a fraction of that, all right? So think that, you know, some of that money you're going to save may have to go into this thing. sooner or later, okay? That's all I have to say. Have a great Christmas.